I'm Henry Hills. Welcome to the 666 Mark the Beast Tell-All Show. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click the like button so that it will be easier for others to find this video. The world awoke to find out that Hamas had attacked Israel and Israel has declared war. I was not too surprised. I'd been expecting it. It's been 70 years since Israel was declared a nation. But I had to go back to the scriptures to see why it happened today. This date is identified in Jeremiah 25, verse 3. Even unto this day, that is the 23 year, the word of the Lord hath come unto me, and I have spoken unto you. It is not just a coincidence that a few days after Yom Kippur, Judgment Day, in the 23rd year of this century, that Israel has gone to war. And it shall come to pass, when 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish all that is written in this book, which Jeremiah hath prophesied against all the nations. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Then took I the cup at the Lord's hand, and made all the nations to drink unto whom the Lord hath sent me, to wit, Jerusalem, and the cities of Judah, and the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, an astonishment, and hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. There are many today who believe that a third temple will be rebuilt in Jerusalem. At the time of Christ's death on Calvary, the veil in the temple was torn from top to bottom. This indicates that the work on the earthly temple is forever ended. From the earthly temple, the plan of salvation moved to the temple in heaven, where every case is decided for life or death. But to focus on the earthly temple, this is the work of the Antichrist, to divert the attention of man from that which is going on in heaven to things that they suppose will transpire on earth. Today, Joseph Biden is identified in Bible prophecy. He waxes great toward the south. That's Iran. Now, Iran is a country that was once a part of the Greek Empire. The Greek Empire extended from the Mediterranean all the way to ancient Persia. The Greeks inhabited an island in the Mediterranean that was known as Chittim. In the end time, an Iranian power coming from an island called Chittim will attack boats in the American fleet. President Biden also waxes great toward the east. That is the war in Ukraine against Russia. But we have had an election. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are not in the prophecy. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. Daniel 4:17. And toward the pleasant land, that's Jerusalem. that is currently at war. On the third day of this conflict, thousands of people have been wounded and killed, and this is unlike any other war that Israel has had since the 1948 reestablishment of the State of Israel. It is written in the prophecy, "One of them, a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land." Daniel 8:9. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down, and an host was given him by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. And in the latter time, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and this power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. At the time appointed he shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter. For the ships of Chittim shall come against him, therefore he shall be grieved and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant. So shall he do. He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. Bible prophecy has brought us to the day and the hour of Christ's appearing. It is at hand. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. See Matthew 24:36 and Mark 13:32. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Is that true for everyone? Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Matthew 25:13. If the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched. Matthew 24:43. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Matthew 24:42. How was it in the days of Noah? And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. Luke 17:26. The Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me. And Noah went in. Noah did not know the day and the hour that the flood was to come, but he knew when to go into the ark. That's how it's going to be just before Christ comes. They that were ready went in with him to the marriage. But the 5 foolish virgins, that's half of the church, weren't ready. And when they tried to go in to the marriage, they were told, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. The wicked slothful servant. They won't know when Christ is coming until it's too late. Those that live the Christian life will be rewarded, and those who refuse to consider the needs of others will have their reward as well. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in, naked, and ye clothed me not, sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Many shall come in my name, and shall destroy many. There are lots of preachers out there preaching a false gospel, saying that they're sent of the Lord, and they're going to lead many astray. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Matthew 24:9. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. The hour of God's judgment came on October 22, 1844. The Christian world was divided at that time. Some expected Christ to come, and when he did not come, they turned against Bible prophecy. They said, those that are preaching the advent of Christ are preaching a false message, and they searched the scriptures and twisted them around by misapplying scriptures. The hour of God's judgment did come. Christ stood in heaven to begin the investigative judgment. Judgment must begin at the house of God. The Roman Church claimed to be the house of God. It died in 1798. And it was a dead church on October 22, 1844, when judgment began at the house of God. Be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Jesus answered, Are there not 12 hours in a day? Thus we can take a 1,000-year day, divide it by 12, and get 83 years and 4 months. That is the duration of a judgment hour. It is written, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. The judgment of Babylon was from October 22, 1844 until February 22, 1928. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her work. Mussolini had revived the dead Roman Church. The reward is not dispensed until the judgment hour has ended. The judgment hour of the living began on the Day of Atonement, October 14, 1929, and the dispensement of the reward is at the end of the judgment hour of the living, February 14, 2013. Why is Babylon being rewarded? Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Yes, the judgment hour of the living ended, and it was marked by the priest fornication scandal that showed that Babylon had fallen because of her fornication. And 2 years before Benedict XVI retired, I said that he will not be Pope in 2013, starting in 2011 through 2012. I tweeted 8 times that Pope Benedict XVI would not be Pope in 2013, and he retired on February 14, effective February 28, 2013. Just as the prophecy had said, Babylon is fallen because of her fornication. The last church says, I am rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing. And knowest not that thou art blind? Yes, Bible prophecy is being fulfilled around us, but the blind church doesn't see it. Jesus does not leave us in our blind condition. He said, I counsel thee to buy of me eye salve that thou mayest see. Revelation 3:18. Are we going to buy the eye salve that Jesus offers? Are we going to see where we are in Bible prophecy? Or are we going to wait, like an ostrich with his head stuck in the sand, until the final events come upon us? We are told in Bible prophecy that the final events that will determine our salvation or our doom will relate around the ability to buy and sell. Those that take this digital currency will be lost. They will receive the mark of the beast. As president, James Monroe oversaw the setting up of thrones, governments in the states that were formed in the Louisiana Territory. When the number of the letters in all of the American presidents, from James Monroe to President Barack Obama, are counted, there are exactly 666 letters in their names. But though President Obama is the second horn on the American image beast, and he links to the 666 count, he is not the one that completely fulfilled Bible prophecy. Since President Obama was sequentially the second lamb-like horn, he should have fulfilled the prophecy, and he should have been the last American president. The fact that Presidents Trump and Biden have become American presidents, or symbolically horns number 3 and 4 on the beast that prophetically has 2 horns, by their prophetic fulfillment in the end times, Daniel and Revelations explain themselves. For example, the word duo means 2, but in Luke 10 verse 1, the phrase by 2, anaduo in the original language, is translated in the King James Bible as 2 and 2, even though the word duo only appears once in the original text. This unusual translation of duo as 2 and 2 fits the prophetic duo lamb-like horns in Revelation 13 to a T. The image beast, the prophetic earth beast of Revelation 13, America, has had 2 and 2 horns after the papal beast transitioned to the earth beast. Presidents Bush II, Obama, Trump, and Biden. Donald Trump, horn 3, did not link to the number 666, though his Don Juan gallivanting does link him to the end-time prophecies in Revelation 18. Babylon is fallen because of her fornication. A married man having affairs with porn film stars is fornication, period. President Biden is the last of the 4 horns, when the reading of the duo horns is 2 and 2. The Bible tells us that God has a schedule. At the appointed time he shall return.
We have no time to lose. Troublous times are before us. The world is stirred with the spirit of war. Soon the scenes of trouble spoken of in the prophecies will take place. The prophecy in the 11th of Daniel has nearly reached its complete fulfillment. Much of the history that has taken place in fulfillment of this prophecy will be repeated. In the 30th verse of Daniel 11 a power is spoken of that shall be grieved, and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant, so shall he do, he shall even return, and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant.
President Trump has been grieved, and now he's returned.
And have indignation against the holy covenant, so shall he do, he shall even return, and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant.
The three angels have warned. 1. God's judgment hour has begun. 2. Babylon is fallen. 3. Do not take the 666 mark of the beast. Fornicating, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. Come out of her, my people. Revelation 18, 2-4.
In a historic move, Pope Francis is supporting civil unions for same-sex couples.
First, beyond our borders tonight, Pope Francis endorses same-sex civil unions for the first time as the head of the Roman Catholic Church.
Her sins have reached unto heaven. Reward her even as she rewarded you.
The prophecies of Daniel and Revelation tell us
Trump
administration is going to implement American cryptocurrency, and that those who take American cryptocurrency in their right hand or in their foreheads will be worshiping the beast by disobeying a direct command from God. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well, that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawns, and the day star arise in your hearts. 2 Peter 1:19.
The Lord showed me that the message must go, and that it must not be hung on time, for time will never be a test again. I saw that some were getting a false excitement, arising from preaching time, that the third angel's message can stand on its own foundation, and that it needs not time to strengthen it, and that it will go with mighty power, and do its work, and will be cut short in righteousness. Review in Herald, March 22, 1892, paragraph 8.
Though Ellen White said that the third angel's message will not be hung on time, she did not say that while studying the third angel's message, you will not encounter a message of time. Mrs. White makes two very important points. First, we are not to set a specific date for Christ to come. Second, we are not to put it off to some far distant date. Both errors will lead people astray. Mark Biltz had studied the eclipses and found out that they correlate to dates on the Jewish calendar for high and holy days. In 2021, I heard him speak in Cleveland, Tennessee. At that time, he made the point that the eclipse that was to come in the fall of 2021 would probably start the 7 years of tribulation, and the 7 years would end in 2029, which would coincide with the end of the 6,000 years allotted for sin to run its course. In one of Doug Batchelor's sermons, I heard him say that Mark Biltz had made a prediction that had not come true, which implied that Mark was not a good Bible student. I would remind Doug and others that in 1844, the Adventists were teaching that Christ would come in 1844, and he did not. And the very ones that were teaching that Christ would come in 1844, who got it wrong, joined together to form the Adventist Church in 1861. It's possible to be a good Bible student and not get everything correct. Another TV evangelist, Mark Finley, had a great sermon about how to prepare for Christ's coming. Unfortunately, he made the comment that many people had thought that Christ was going to come in 2020 at the end of the 6,000 years. And he didn't. Then Mark commented that other people are doing the same thing with the date 2027. And the implication was that Christ didn't come in 2020 and he won't come in 2027. Mrs. White's counsel was not to set a date for Christ's advent because it may come and Christ may not. Likewise, she advised not to put Christ's coming off into the future. And now, as we get close to the 6,000-year mark, Christ is going to come, and we need to be ready.
Though no man knoweth the day nor the hour of his coming, we are instructed and required to know when it is near. We are further taught that to disregard his warning, and refuse or neglect to know when his advent is near, will be as fatal for us, as it was for those who lived in the days of Noah not to know when the flood was coming. The Great Controversy, page 370, paragraph 2. And from the perspective of the redeemed in heaven, Ellen White wrote, Satan's work of ruin is forever ended. For 6,000 years he has wrought his will, earth is at rest. The Great Controversy, page 673, paragraph 2.
Since we know that we are near the 6,000-year deadline, we know that Christ's coming is near. The problem is we don't know when the 6,000 years will be up. Jeffrey Lang says that they will end in 2027. 2,000 years from Adam until Noah, 2,000 years from Noah until Christ was baptized in AD 27, and 2,000 years till 2027. Jeffrey Lang has since done some backpedaling. As the date gets near, he puts it off until 2031. From the prophecies we know that Christ will come in 2027, but his coming will be shortened. In other words, he'll come sooner. We still don't know when it will be, but it will be much sooner than we expect. It's now. The Bible proclaims that the sin problem is limited to 6,000 years. Jewish rabbis confirm that. Ellen White teaches it.
The battle is raging. God's people put out the light by letting their light shine. The world will put out the light by extinguishing the knowledge of God. The struggle is coming to a head with the mark of the beast. You are determined you won't take it, but the Bible says the world is deceived by Antichrist. It does not say the world is deceived except America, or the world is deceived except Baptists, Catholics, or Zen Buddhists. The world is deceived by Antichrist. Those who become confused about the identity of Antichrist will be deceived.
It is up to you to choose who you will believe, to study the Word of God